waiting for the green flag to wave at the back of this 27-car field as Choppy sees off Bass Straight here. These guys getting the revs up pretty early here. The green flag is up. We're set for 8 laps around this beautiful Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. It's round 6 of the Aussie Racing Car Super Series. It's lights out here. A great start from the front row. They've made a fantastic start.
Duckworth lit that car up down and stepped sideways, but it was all Trent Young who got away. He's going to get the clean run. But look at him, 3 and 4, 5 wide down to turn 1 here on the first lap of Aussie race cars.
Now, we don't recommend cars going too wide in the bigger cars. These guys like to go 3 and 4. It's pretty much the norm in this category. So head down to Southern Loop for the first of 8 laps.
Brendan Pingle there, he's just got a little run up the inside, so he's already moving his way forward as the championship leader. He's got to find his way to the front of this field to try and get his maximum points and try and win these first championship for Aussie race cars. Side by side, down through turn 3.
Spectacular it was for Duckworth. It didn't get him up the positions. As down the inside goes Adrian Flack to take the race lead at the hairpin, turn 4, the slowest points on this 4.45-kilometre course. Down to Siberia. It's a tricky little sequence of corners here. Spinner at the back of the field.
The ball got around the outside of him there. Is that Woods? Is it in that car? He's obviously had that bit of a spin, so he's recovered and got back going again.
Word just coming through that Trent Young has copped a 5-second penalty to be added at the end of the race for a jump start.
That was a close one. Obviously, had a good view of it. He looked like he got a good start, but 5 seconds is going to hurt in an Aussie race car race. He's got a fair bit of work to do to try and get himself enough of a gap to be able to hold on to a position at the front. 5 seconds in amongst this group. You can see under attack Trent Young already as Duckworth tries to go around the outside. He has a little bit of slide. This is all going to come down to this big toe down the front straight.
Oh, this is great stuff. If that was to happen, we'd put him back to 15th position, just like that at the end of the race. So 5-second penalty added to car 42 at the end of the race. So he'll need to hold the mail here as they come through to complete lap 1 on the big long Gardner straight.
There we go. So Trent Young's got the big toe. That's Ubergang. He's also in the toe. 3 wide into turn 1.
Oh, and they just get back into position, sweeping through the very fast Doohan corner and down to Southern Loop. So what's that, 2 lead changes in 1 lap? I'll note them down. The 68 just locking the brake on the inside, heading through. A Blake Chaberis, who started from 10th position, runs up in 7th place. So Young, Flack, Duckworth, Adam Ubergang in 4th. Then Stevenson and this guy, Brendan Pingle, who we're right on board with. He's got a front row seat of the action ahead.
He's in the perfect position there as we see Flack again having a look down the inside of Trent Young. So Trent Young got the toe down from turn 1. He took the lead, but Flack has got it down to turn 3, squeezing each other. Trent Young on the inside up to Siberia. He's going to hold on to that position at the moment, but they'll run side by side now. Trent Young's got it.
Someone had to give, didn't they?
Duckworth there sitting in the prime position. He's just waiting for something to go wrong here in front. Ubergang. And as you can see, here's Pingle just jumping on the back of this group, and he'll get that toe down the front straight, which will pull him right back into this equation.
5 race wins for Brendan Pingle in 2015. He's been the class leader, but he's sitting back behind these guys in 6th position. It's on, locking brakes. It's Duckworth down the inside who just pulls the RDA brakes entry up.
That was all hands and feet, and it's all going everywhere as Duckworth come over the top of the hill, and he's hung onto an Ubergang there trying to find a way through on Flack as well.
This is great. Through they come, so it's 6 cars battling for the lead here at the end of lap number 2. So Flack finds himself back in 3rd after leading these guys down at the hairpin. Oh, right out towards the wall. So what do you count that, 3, 4 wide?
So there's Trent Young getting swallowed up. He's sitting on the outside. He's got Ubergang down the inside. Here they go, 2, 3 wide into turn 1. It's just a matter of chess at the moment. It's like high-speed chess, working out where you want to be. Do you want to lead this lap? Do you want to sit back? Where do you want to try and be in the position to take advantage of this? Counting down the laps and making sure you put yourself in the right spot at the right time.
John McCorkindale, the quickest of the cars out there at the moment, of 49.0. As Pingle is a lot closer this time by than what he was in the last lap. Still side by side. And now another challenge for the lead. At the bottom of the hairpin is Ubergang. Wants a shot at the lead. Door slammed shut on the front left of the number 63 machine. But now will take the lead. The better line out of the turn 4 hairpin, and Duckworth will slide up to 2nd. So that's 5 lead changes in 3 laps. That's pretty normal.
Trent Young now trying to get that little gap. Oh, look at it, he's just run a little bit wide, so that's got Duckworth back in the equation. And now this isn't a place where you really want to pass. You can set yourself up. We saw Duckworth go down the inside at MG the lap earlier. He's having a look up the inside as they go over Siberia. That's not where you want to be.
Oh, man. It'd been awesome if he pulled it off, but it rarely happens. Down to one of the hard stops on this course. It really drops down into MG. And now McCorkindale has locked himself onto the back of this high-speed freight train, the Aussie Racing Car Super Series. Turning on the action here, the WD-40 Phillip Island Super Sprint.
Flat through the last corner. This is high-speed stuff. You just hold the car nice and smooth. Pingle's steering wheel there, not doing a lot. And now he's just got to find himself in a position of getting a tow. He's got the big tow now. He's chasing up behind Stevenson as the whole field go down into turn one, then side by side again. And now it's Ubergang this time with Flack back in there again.
This is great. And Young, hanging tough on the outside, has the better line. So he should hold down second position and does it. Tries to pull the 42 entry up in time for the turn. So Ubergang has the lead by 1/10 of a second. That's huge in Aussie racing cars.
Bit of contact there with Stevenson and Duckworth, which has got Pingle back into it. You've got our championship, last year's champion, Darren Chamberlain there as well. McCorkindale on the back of that. This is turning into a 7 or 8 car battle for the lead here. And we just don't know who's going to be where. Remembering Trent Young's got that 5-second penalty. We've got one pulled off to the outside of the inside of the circuit, down on the run into turn one. So yellow flag situation there.
Hope that won't bring the Lexus safety car out. It's off the racetrack down into the left. Meantime, Young has taken over the lead while that was happening to McCorkindale. So front damage to the splitter on the Scotty Taylor Motorsport entry.
He's used a little bit, but side by side through the hay shed. This is brave stuff. Stevens on the outside. There's Pingle, not sure which way to go. Where does he follow? Which car?
Look at Duckworth. He's in a great spot there. He's on the inside of Stevenson, it is. He'll make that position. And Pingle, not really firing many shots here. He's still in 6th. There's been a couple of guys go past him. Is he thinking about points, perhaps? These guys are racing for sheep stations ahead, and it's only race 1.
He just doesn't seem to have the pace, does he, at the moment, just to hang on to this front group. He's just there and thereabouts. But it's this 3 at the front. Trent Young, Ubergang, and Flack that have really got the pace. You can see their Ubergang pulls out early. Flack tries to go down between the two of them. Here they go again, side by side across the start-finish line.
Seriously, we could high-five them out the commentary box window. That's how close they're coming to us. Down they come into turn 1. Now Pingle's into this. That's Stevenson ahead, who's squirming across the track.
So we've got a yellow flag running down to turn 1 there as well. So they've got to be a little bit careful about when and where they pass with that yellow flag situation. That could play into the equation. That car sitting off on the left, that's the prime passing opportunity. So you now have to reevaluate the way you're going to go about it. Where do you want to lead, knowing you can't overtake going into turn 1?
So Flack has got the lead now. Young second, Ubergang third in the black, white and green at number 63. Then it's Duckworth in 4th. Chaveris, who's now getting challenged by Pingle, with Stevenson alongside him. And look at Darren Chamberlain suddenly buying into this.
Nissan Altima versus the Holden Cruise. You got the Chevy Camaro in there, the Mustang hanging on the back. You got Nissan Altima at the front. Completely different cars, different body shapes, but underneath the same little motorcycle engine that pushes these along. Very close, very hard racing, and a great way for young drivers to start out in their motor racing career.
In towards the final couple of laps of this race, we climb the top of Lukey Heights and the big drop down to MG. Trent Young will want to win this because he's won the last 3 in succession. It was a clean sweep last year in the Aussie Racing Car Super Series, but he's got to get past Adrian Flack at the moment. Back on board with Pingle, who leave opposite lock going through turn 11 and 12 here.
Exciting stuff, flat onto the front straight. Tucked up behind Stevenson he is. And can he get the toe? There's Trent Young now right up behind Adrian Flack. He's got that yellow flag to contend with. Side by side into that area right now. And they've withdrawn the yellows, so that's allowed them to continue racing and get that pass done. That car's safely out of the way now, but it's Trent Young now. Remembering he's got that 5-second penalty, so it's going to drop him back at the moment to around about position 10. So he's really fighting to get that gap, to be able to open it up and get as many points as he can.
Judging by what we've seen in the first 5 laps, I can't see him pulling 5 seconds out in the next 3 laps. Pengle chases down Chris Stevenson. The Hertz Rent-A-Car sponsored number 68 runs in 5th. Down they come to the hairpin once again, and Flack says, I'll take the lead back off you. Young goes back to 2nd.
These guys are swapping and changing that lead, aren't they? They work out where they want to overtake. Trent Young's led into the turn 1 and 2. Flack comes back at him while they're battling it out for P4, 5 and 6 at the moment as well. So this is just fantastic racing here today at Phillip Island. One of the first races of the weekend we've seen with these guys. A lot of racing to come. And as the racing goes on, they basically allow the cars to have a bit more parity. They change the restrictors in them to the more you earn, the faster you go, the more the restrictor you get. So it evens it out over the course of the weekend. When they work out the positions over the weekend, then they add the championship points. And Trent Young, a little mistake there, running wide under brakes at MG.
So Flack, that gives him a bit of a margin here now. A couple of third-place finishes at Sydney Motorsport Park this year, but yet to pick up a win. I'm sure his bro Damo will be watching on as he motors on through the final turn. With 2 laps to go this time by, and it's the biggest margin we've seen. Now, Young has Ubergang, who's going to slingshot him down the Gardner Straight.
These two now need to work together to try and get back to Flack. Flack's got that little gap. Trent Young made that mistake. And now he's got that little bit of a gap. They've got to work together. They've got to not slow each other up and get themselves back onto the back of Flack, who's got that 5 or 6 car length gap.
So Pengle's managed to get himself up to 5th position now from 9th. Big lock up down into Southern Loop. And McCorkindale goes down the inside of Darren Chamberlain. So that's for 8th and 9th position.
McCorkindale, that little bit of damage to that front splitter. We saw him run off on the exit of Siberia over the back there. He's dropped the front splitter, and he's obviously struggling a little bit with front grip, but doing a great job. These two slowing each other up a little and letting Flack get away. They need to work together. They need to start focusing on going forward and make sure they can get onto the back of Flack for that run down the front straight again, which is so important to the tow battle here at Phillip Island.
McCorkindale's been impressive over the past couple of years, known more for his Speedway exploits. We've seen him in Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge racing this year as well. One of those big elbows up kind of races. That's back at the front, it's on for 2nd and 3rd. Oh, big swerve from Ubergang here as he works the top of Lukey Heights.
Massive commitment there, a bit of a moment as he come into Lukey Heights, made that little mistake, but he's hung on quite well. We saw McCorkindale in that Scott Taylor Motorsport car, never driven an Aussie race car before, turned up at Bathurst, never driven there before, and obviously did a fantastic job running for the lead on that final race. So obviously that when you've got some experience, some skills in this class, you can race at the front, which is good to see.
So strap yourself in, final lap, as now Ubergang pulls out the slipstream to take down Trent Young with 5 seconds to be added to his race result at the end. It's 1.4 seconds now. They're still side by side on the run down. Bit of a side draft from the two. But Young holds on. I think it's going to drop him back to maybe 10th.
Using every single bit of road he had available there, and that is high-speed stuff. But Adrian Flack, he's managed to make the most of that and done the fastest lap of the race for himself on that last lap. Without that battle, he's opened that little gap. Trent Young's going to have to work hard to fight him down there on this final lap.
So it's settled at the front. This is a good battle we're watching, though, with McCorkindale on the back of Duckworth and Blake Shabiris, 5th, 6th and 7th on the track, down to the hairpin. Oh, a bit of a lock-up from Flack.
Flack made a mistake there under pressure. Duckworth down the inside and too deep. So he tried to go down and get the job done, but now he's out wide. They're side by side down to Siberia.
Duckworth, like he left Launceston to pull that car up. The speed he was carrying in down there. They split Shabiris, and now it's 4 cars. McCorkindale will be on the outside through the back of Hayshed, but will have the better run up to Lukey Heights.
Oh.
This is crazy stuff.
I don't want to watch.
And McCorkindale will be the big winner of this. He'll go up to 6th. Drop down to the hairpin for the final time. Fair to say, it's a 1.5 second advantage between Flack and Young. A couple of turns to go, but this is the big talking point. Duckworth, McCorkindale and Shabiris. I like McCorkindale on this one.
A little bit of contact there, a little bit of push in the back, but it's Flack all the way. He's opened up enough of a gap, and he's going to make it stick. He's going to win over Trent Young, who gets that 5-second penalty. So it'll be Ubergang that's second. Third will go down to Brendan Pingle there. And And here's the battle. McCorkindale got it done.
Amazing. And Uber Gang, even though the 5-second penalty will get added, it was 18 10,000ths of a second between second and third at the end. But of course, we're going to add the 5 seconds on. It should drop him down to around 10th or 11th. We're still arguing for positions across the line here. That's Quinn Griffith who'll get ahead in the end. So Griffith started from 27th to finish inside the top 10.